Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Seasonal Discharge. Today we are talking about the fall. Is this the fall season?
Autumn. It's autumn.
Is that like a British thing that people don't say fall?
No, I think they do. I think they do say that.
Anyway, joining me today is Tamika Likes to Draw, or Coco.
Oh my God, I just realized that's how fucking America brained. I said they instead of we.
That's wild.
Listen, I'm African, okay?
As long as you don't think you're an American,
Nah,
because you're not welcome here.
I'm too smart to be an American.
You're not welcome here, you filthy British person.
Damn.
The first show we're going to be talking about is Sanda. Sanda?
It's Sanda because it's a play on the word Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a show. It takes place in Japan, I think. I'm pretty sure.
It's future Japan.
Where the birth rate is even lower, and
it's so weird because it's like, oh, it's a show about like a Santa man and all the art is Santa, and then you watch it and it's like dystopian Japan future.
And it's like a commentary on because I guess every anime just has to do that now. It's like a commentary on the declining birth rate, and like children have become such a rarity that they're like protected like fucking shiny Pokemon, and they have all these institutions that they keep kids in, and kids are, for some weird reason, this is also like manifested in kids being like weirdly revered by adults.
It's literally legal for children to commit murder in this society.
I mean, it's more so that like rather than being that specific, it's basically that children just don't get punished for crimes, like period.
Yeah.
And it's like, which is kind of crazy. Children are like the last people you want to be giving that to, but then again, adults do kill more than kids, so. I mean, shit. So the story takes place in a setting where Christmas has become less of a thing, I guess partially due to the fact that, or mostly due to the fact that Santa himself is not a thing. But little do the people know, Santa's in fact not a legend, and he's a real guy. And Shiori, this girl, is looking for Santa, and she finds out with her genius brain, wait, this guy's name is Sanda. I'll take a shot at it. Stabs him. It turns out that as soon as Sanda wears red, he becomes Santa Claus. So,
I don't understand. Like, I don't know how she figured all this out, but she like knew about the Sanda family curse. It's like if they wear red and also they have to like it's like something to do with like wanting to protect a child or something.
Yeah, she was like, oh, like you have like your natural instincts of like wanting to help people, and like you're like,
no, but specifically like there were like some conditions to like activate the curse for the first time or something.
Yeah, so she stabbed him, and lucky that her hunch was correct, otherwise it would be over. Shiori's motivation is that she's trying to find this girl that is presumed dead, but she believes she's not. So they're trying to find her. And I guess like the first couple of episodes, the first like 2 or 3 are like, I guess sort of about him. They're like investigating the whole thing, while also him like learning his powers. Incidentally, I wrote down in my notes that the way that like the Santa powers, or the Santa powers rather, are first activated when she stabbed him, and he like died. It was very reminiscent of, at least to me, of when Kaido punched the shit out of Luffy, and then Luffy died, and then he like resuscitated his own heart by going Gear 5. It very much reminded me of that. And I thought that was pretty cool. The animation in this, pretty good, I think. I like the art style. It's very weeb Tim Burton-esque.
I don't know. It kind of gives me like Doge, our friend Doge core.
Yeah, I can see that.
First thing I want to note about this show, your friend Lydia, when we said we were watching Sanda, she said she looked up the description of it and was like, did like a Channer write this or something? And at the time I was like, what? And now I just want to say, like, okay, Lydia, like, just because it's a show about a dystopian future where there's like not that many children doesn't mean it was written by a Channer, because that's a real thing that's actually happening. The birth rate actually is that low, and that's actually what things are going to be like if the birth rate doesn't
Well,
increase.
she had just watched it for the first time yesterday, and she specifically said Sanda is disturbing.
Well, I mean, I'd agree with her on that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it just like gets to a thing that mildly annoys me that like, for some reason, leftists, I guess just because like conservatives.
Oh, I mean, we kind of got into this a little bit with the well, Lazarus, yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't really get into it. We briefly touched upon it off the podcast, where I was talking about the fact that like because conservatives talk about this for a lot, leftists have developed like a weirdly reactionary position of not caring about furthering the existence of
Yeah.
mankind for some fucking reason. Uh,
Well, like, I don't
so
think mankind's like gonna go extinct or anything, at least from the birth rate. But I mean, yeah, it's just kind of silly that
I mean,
it's like,
the
okay,
third
well,
world will more than make up for the third world will more than make up for the first world's
like,
decreasing.
okay, like right wingers, sure, right wingers use like the birth rate as a an excuse to be like disgusting, misogynistic individuals and be like super creepy and weird about like their breeding fetishes or whatever. Elon. But
And for the black people in the audience, Nick Cannon.
that doesn't change the fact that like if your elderly population is like 10 times the amount of like working age population, obviously that's going to cause some systemic problems and we don't want that to happen. So, we should be progressive, should be looking for a progressive solution.
Is that the politics that you were talking about when you said, "Oh, there might be some"? Uh,
Yes, I was just thinking like I if Nino, we almost had Nino on the podcast, but he did not show up today. Uh,
yeah,
if Nino is like low key kind of a tanky, it wouldn't totally
kinda.
surprise. I
Nino is not
I
even
don't know
kind
his
of.
I don't know his but you get what I'm saying. If Nino is a tanky, like
Yeah,
there's a non-zero chance. I thought like there's a non-zero chance I could say that and he'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Or he might just agree with me. Or he might be like, the
I
state
mean,
must create breeding camps, depending on how much of a tank he is."
I've never seen him express an opinion about that, about birth rate stuff. But
Huh.
yeah, I see when you said that, I thought because I watched up to episode 3. I don't know if we're going to talk about all the way up to episode 3, but
I've
um,
only seen the first two, so.
all right. Shit, I actually forgot how episode 2 even ends. But oh wait, yeah, no. So in episode 2, there's the kid who's like whose family business thrives like entirely on Christmas or gets like a boost during Christmas season and during regular season, especially due to the fact that there's not as many kids. It's a pastry shop and they make like cakes and shit like that. So there's not as many kids, meaning not as many people with sweet tooths, meaning that the business thrives especially on Christmas, when even adults want that shit, I guess. And I thought when you said when I watched that, I was like, oh, like Aarlon being the communist that he is must have been like, oh, so they want to like revive the capitalist machine, like taking advantage of people's Christmas spirit. That's like mega cringe, bro. Like that's
Yes.
super ultra. That was like, is this what Arlen was talking about?
That is a take I have that I absolutely hate the way Christmas like keeps growing, because that is just another symptom of everything being profit driven. So like rather than thinking about like, is it too early for Christmas, businesses are just like, well, we will objectively make more money. So it's time for Christmas on October 31st.
It's time to start playing Mariah Carey as soon as we've stopped playing This Is Halloween.
Pretty much.
So one thing that I actually found kind of intriguing about Sanda, I wasn't entirely sure how this was like gonna work. At first I thought it was like a split personality disorder thing, but it kind of seems like Sanda does retain his personality and his memories between
I
transformations.
wish it
Um,
was more of a split personality thing because as you talked about off podcast, it does make it him like having a crush on the girl like super weird because he's like a big buff.
well, in my notes, I specifically mentioned that like, okay, so there was two things. One was the fact that there's kind of like a dual I- like a conflicting thing going on there because sometimes he feels like more of a 14-year-old and other times he feels like an adult. So like
Yeah.
in episode 2, like the guy who they end up getting in their team at the end of the second episode, he is like the bad guy of the episode first. And they're like he like tries to get Sanda to kiss Shiori, but he can't do it because he's not a pedophile. Like his attraction to her is like completely gone when he's in that form.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that scene.
Yeah, and I wrote in my notes, well, fuck, this show is putting way too much emphasis on the fact that Shiori is a kid. So let me just scrub from my notes the fact that Shiori is kind of hot. And listen, man, that stare is doing a lot for me. The crazy cat-eyed stare. Look, I like cats. What can I say? But yeah. So
That character is crazy too.
yeah,
I'm just saying, like, that did shock me when she just straight up stabbed him.
yeah, she like straight up stabbed him, and then to like
Oh yeah, and
test
then she was
him,
also wearing a bomb vest, and she
yeah,
was
to
gonna
like
fucking do terrorism.
Yeah, she was like trying to like test his resolve or whatever, and then get to see how committed he is to like using his powers and shit, and if he's capable of helping people. And she's like willing to do some real crazy shit to get there.
Yeah.
Although on the subject of like Sanda's attraction towards Shiori, it is kind of weird because for me, I'd say it's pretty obvious that Shiori is if not bisexual, probably just a full-on lesbian. The flashbacks definitely seem to suggest that her feelings towards non no I forget. Oh no, yeah, oh no, I think was her name, were definitely romantic.
Hideyako Ono?
No. And yeah, it kind of seemed to me like that was very much off the table, especially because when they test his like lie detection powers, they prove they work by her saying she likes him, and the lie detector detected that was a lie. So for me, it kind of seemed like, okay, so this is clearly like the author like trying to establish as quickly as possible that this is like off the table. Like
Yeah.
it's not happening. But then there was like a weird thing where like the whole dual like age thing starts coming into play because Santa is like clearly or seemingly expressing a crush towards Shiori again. So I don't know. It's there seems to be like a bit of a back and forth on whether like which age he really is the most. I guess that's kind of the point. Maybe listen, at some point in my mind I was like, are they trying to do like a weird like puberty commentary thing here? Is that what's happening? I don't know. But yeah.
I mean, what I will say about this show is that I mean, on one hand, I do think it was like very interesting and like well made,
Yeah.
good even, but I was also pretty disappointed because I just like picked this entirely off the thumbnail. I just saw
Mhm.
Sanda in the thumbnail. I was like, oh, I gotta watch this.
Yeah.
And my expectation was like, oh, it's gonna be like a Hulk type thing where he's like a like that's what I like about Santa is he's like a big happy guy, but then he's also got like a little bit of a serious edge to him.
I mean, I didn't know anything about the show beyond some Yuri clips I saw on Twitter and you describing it as being about Santa's descendant. So when I saw the poster and then in the intro it's like Santa hugging Santa, I'm thinking like, oh, okay, this is gonna be like about a young new Father Christmas in training that's like getting trained by Santa. Then I watch the show and it's like, oh, actually, they're like one of Santa isn't even like an actual person that exists. It's that people in this bloodline have the ability to turn into Santa. And incidentally, I'm just saying, listen, as a slightly obese person myself, Lizzo lost weight, Adele lost weight. We're struggling for fat ass representation. And I gotta say, creator of Sanda, I don't appreciate you making Santa shredded. Okay?
Ooh.
This is fat erasure. Actually, what's funny is that characters in this series describe Santa as fat, and I'm like, are these fuckers blind? Look, this guy's fucking shredded. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe over the course of the series he'll get fatter. See, Santa gets fat from eating all the cookies, but he hasn't eaten the cookies yet.
Yes, makes sense to me.
I mean, to Lydia's point about the show, I am in total agreement with her that it's very uncomfortable and a little bit creepy.
You should watch episode 3 because that show introduces the
Uh,
main villain, and he is the creepiest character out of.
I mean, the episode 2 had the principal, and he was creepy as fuck.
Oh yeah, no, actually, I'm thinking of episode 2. Yeah, no, that's what I'm
Okay.
thinking of.
Yeah. I mean, that's like what I appreciate about it though, is there is a sense of like real creativity there, I feel like. Like specifically, it feels like they really made an effort to engage with the whole like kid future birth rate thing. They got creative with it. The idea of a character that like I don't know, he's like such a perfect fit in this environment, being like a creepy old guy that's like had so much like surgery that his face can't move at all, and he like uses his cane to make expressions.
He very much reminds me of Orochimaru. He's obsessed with youth, except the results that he's gotten are not quite as the outcome of his attempts at preserving his youth are not quite as great as
I mean, he's a
Orochimaru were.
lot creepier than Orochimaru though, because he's like weird and maybe a little bit pedophilic about it.
He has old man hands. He's super obsessed with
Oh
like
my god, the old man hands are so freaky.
yeah, he's very much obsessed with like protecting children to an almost disturbing degree.
I mean, he's a foil to Sanda.
Yeah.
He's the perfect foil to
And
Sanda.
I did like the way that Sanda beat him there. He's like, "Nah, you're still an old bastard. Let's test your memory real quick." And
Would I watch more? It's not really like my cup of tea, but I am kind of interested to see more because it is just a very strange and creative and well-made show.
yeah, I believe this was created by the same person who created what's the one with the wolf and the rabbit?
Beastars?
I think so.
The woman that writes Beastars, I feel like she only does like furry stuff.
I mean, I do believe that person also created what was the furry show this season?
No shot.
I feel like I saw.
I don't believe that. I feel like it's too ugly to be. She's good at drawing fur. I was gonna get
Oh
into
no,
that when we get to that,
Sanda
but
Sanda was created by the person who created Beastars.
oh, okay.
And they also have
Huh.
way more human stuff than they do furry stuff.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense because Beastars also kind of creepy. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, that kind of makes me more interested in this because I know it's a good author now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, personally, like 7 out of 10, but that's just me. Next is May I Ask for One Final Thing? As you pointed out, there's not that much of a plot to this. But I mean, the reason I made you watch it is I just really appreciated that. I mean, this is like a generic, like standard otome to start. You know, it's got the standard like, oh, it's like a fair maiden or whatever, but then like the prince cheats on her with some girl and they like frame her for bullying, and then everyone is like super strong man like assholes for no reason. And what I love is that like in like any other otome, I mean it's like I call them girl isekai because I feel like they're derivative in the exact same way as isekai,
Girl with a guy.
and they also have like the same appeal of like isekai does that exact same shit. It's kind of like the right winger guy that makes the comics that did the one where
George Alexopoulos.
yeah, I think that's him. The one who did
Mhm.
the comic where Joe Biden sucks the
And I'm
black guy's
afraid
girl.
you ain't black.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of that where like everyone is just this ridiculous straw man, and then the main character of the comic will just like say like something very basic smugly, and then all the other characters are like, no, what, like
That that sounds like some fucking like fucking preschool PSA or something.
I feel like that's how like these usually are, but then in this one, like instead of doing that, she just beats his ass.
Yes. This character's gimmick is that she kind of has an uncontrollable tendency towards violence.
You know what? It's kind of like if the slap was an otome.
She specifically describes it as an urge, and I was just like, oh shit. She has the ass beating passenger.
But it's kind of a the slap situation. She hits the guy in the face, and then everyone is like, "What the fuck?" And then she's like, "I guess you're getting some too." And she just beats up an entire like ballroom of people. I can't believe you said there's no good part.
And then it
That
turns
was
out,
great.
no, I found that shit boring as fuck. It turns out that the people she beat up, it was very convenient that she did that, because in doing so, she like exposed that they were like all a bunch of slavers or some shit.
Yeah,
With and
they were all like super corrupt and in league with the
yeah,
prince, husband, fiance, whatever. And
yeah,
I do kind of like the I think he's a love interest, the first prince guy. I
with
thought the
the blonde
relationship
one.
was yeah.
I no, I feel like that guy. I mean, first of all, in the intro, they show those two fighting towards the end of the opening, which kind of feels like a spoiler. And I also definitely maybe the opening is like making me like is loading my thoughts on the character a bit, but I also feel like that guy is definitely sus.
If they make him a bad guy, spoilers by the way, well, if they make him a bad guy, I would actually appreciate that because they're subverting the usual otome stuff even more. Because normally they would
Well,
just do a will they won't they.
to be honest, for me, like it wouldn't really feel like a subversion because it would be like, oh wow, like the perfect like blue eye blonde person, uh, who's like the sexiest guy, in fact turned out to be a bad guy. Whoa,
Coco, okay, this
that's
feels like the take of someone who does
that
not read a lot of otome.
I have not
Because
seen many of those. No.
as someone who reads a lot of otome, that's like the classic thing is like you have the what first guy like dumps them and then they immediately meet like the new guy and then they have like a love triangle with him.
I'm not really commenting on the nature of the genre, more like the nature of that specific trope, because that is a thing where it's like you'll have the person who's like the perfect person, and then they
Yeah, but
turn
like
out
you
to,
got to think about our context.
yeah,
Because sure, that wouldn't be a subversion if this was a Disney movie anymore. But this is a very specific genre. You know, uh,
oh, I guess there's actually another part of this premise that we completely forgot to mention, which is that someone tried to have this girl, the main character, assassinated, and the episode. I'm assuming the first couple of episodes are going to be about trying to find this person so that, or maybe even the whole series, so that she can beat him up, basically.
I'm guessing she's gonna beat him up next episode because he was not like a high level goon. He was just one of like another one of the lackeys of the second prince. So
Yeah.
I imagine it's like, I mean, like I said, it's the slap. So I think she's just gonna keep kicking people's asses, and it's gonna keep escalating to bigger threats. That's my prediction.
And there's a femboy Beast Cat. I guess he's not
Yeah,
really a femboy. It's just that he's in a maid outfit when he first
I don't
appears.
know. I mean, he put the maid outfit back on. Like he did not have to be doing that.
Lol.
I do always appreciate some femboy rap. Uh, I might watch more of this. It was like, strong sick. I mean, it was kind of boring,
Damn,
but
I can't. It's a good thing you gave that a 6 and Sanda a 7, even though those scores are still way too close. Because I was like, I can't wait for all the comments to be like, "Oh my God, Aarlon was more enthusiastic about 'May I have one final wish' than Sanda." What the fuck? Yeah,
to be clear, when I'm rating stuff, like that's not an objective scale. That's just my own personal enjoyment of it. So like
yeah,
I can watch something and have a strong appreciation for it and be like, this was really well made, but there's still a good chance like I'll watch a random dog shit isekai and be like, well, obviously I enjoyed this more because I am an isekai boy.
yeah.
And Otome, like I said, they're girl isekai, so I do have some bias towards them. But yeah, it was kind of boring. It
Bruh,
would need to get better for me to not drop
that feel when you cave to the pressure.
it. Tojima wants to be a Kamen writer.
So, Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider. I mean, it's pretty much exactly what it says on the tin. It's about Tojima who wants to be a Kamen Rider. And he's so enthusiastic about it, in fact, that from childhood, he's taken it very seriously and has trained himself physically to become capable of becoming.
I do have something to say about that scene. That I
Well,
mean, it doesn't really tie into the rest of the episode, but
well,
it
which one?
did. The scene at the start where you see him like looking at the other kids like playing Kamen Rider, and
Yeah,
he's like, "That like Kamen Rider's not a game. Like super serial."
yeah,
I forget exactly how he phrased it, but it did kind of make me relate to like the frustration of like, oh, like Kamen Riders like about justice and stuff, and like these kids aren't taking it seriously because it
hmm,
reminds me of like being a brony as like a 14-year-old
bruh.
and seeing there be like a big backlash to Miley Cyrus tweeting about how she likes My Little Pony and all these people being like, oh, like fuck you, Miley, you're not welcome here, you're just a grifter grifting on My Little Pony. And for one, lol, like she's an adult woman. She probably played with My Little Ponies when she was a kid, but
Nobody cares about anything before Gen.
four. I think four.
Yeah,
It's
Gen.
friendship is magic. There's that, but then there's also like literally like the mantra of the Brony fandom was like love and kindness or something. And it's like you guys are so full of shit. Like
All
as soon as
don't
it's like
you know the rule about how the more wholesome an IP is, the worse the fandom is?
kinda, I mean, sometimes.
Yeah.
Man, and then they got all hyped when Ted Cruz came out and was like, I watched My Little Pony with my daughters.
Lol.
Fuck the old Brony fandom. I'm glad the furries took over.
That's really stupid because that's just like a guy who's watching it. Like, that's just a person being a parent, not a My Little Pony fan. That would be like if my mom tweeted like in 2009, oh man, I just like took my son to watch Thomas and the Magic Railroad, and it was like, oh my God, this the brocomotive, whoa.
Well, it was like specifically that I think he like said that he enjoyed watching it with his daughters, so
Damn,
like
I would hope that if you're watching stuff with your kids, you're not having a miserable time.
it is Ted Cruz, so the kids might be, but
I mean, shit, I wouldn't know anything about that because when I watch TV, I watch it on my own, but
Sorry to interrupt there.
No, that's fine. He's very passionate about being Kamen Rider to the point where he's basically trained himself into being a badass ass kicking machine. By the time he's in high school, he's basically strong enough to be able to take on an entire mob of his own classmates. And I guess we basically
It's
get like
so
his
good.
origin. We get his origin story.
He like beats up a thug protecting his classmate,
Yeah,
and then like they bring back like their whole gang to get revenge,
yeah,
and they like dog stomp him and are kicking him on the ground. But then like he gets like the friendship boost or whatever, and he gets up and he's like, I didn't want to show you this form, and he like does the transformation sequence, and then he goes into like he's like doing Kamen Rider moves and like making all the sound effects, and he doing so he's able to knock
one
out like
one v
20
ten.
people. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like 1v20.
yeah. And then this ungrateful bitch has the audacity to traumatize Tojima by calling him scary and running away after he just saved her life from, well, not her life, but saved her from all these guys that are harassing her. What an ungrateful bitch.
That was mega cringe of her.
And it traumatized him so much that he was like, I should never use my powers to intervene in regular stuff. I should only use them to fight Shocker, who's the villain from Kamen Rider.
Well, he was already saying that to the guys. He
Yeah,
was saying you shouldn't use your powers for this. We should be using it for justice.
yeah, I should only be fighting evil. Because he's like giving all the impassioned speeches that Kamen Rider gives. I know next to nothing about Kamen Rider, by the way. This is probably like the first Kamen Rider anything I've ever actually watched.
We've gotten some like cultural context from watching like Go Go Loser Ranger and stuff.
I thought you were going to say Power Rangers, but
Oh, well, I mean, sort of, but, it's very much like, there's the bad guys and the whole show of like the kids being like, no, Kamen Rider, you can do it. And
yeah.
then she's like, oh, and gets up and beats the bad guys. And the kids are like, oh, we did it. We made him win by cheering him or whatever.
Yeah, and then we fast forward back to his adulthood.
Yeah, they time skip again, and now it's gotten like even more like comically ridiculous. He's like punching through a tree, and then he beats a bear in
And the
hand-to-hand combat.
and the bear, like the bear is actually grunting and thinking in in human. I found that pretty funny.
Yeah, there were some funny moments in this.
And then there's like a gang of people going around. Uh, I guess they're cosplaying as Shocker and they're like robbing
Yeah,
stores and shit.
it's like the foil to this guy. There's a Yakuza that likes Shocker. He always liked
Yeah.
Shocker as a kid.
So he's telling all his goons to
Yeah.
dress up as them. And at first, the main character is pretty much like, that's not actually Shocker, so I'm not really gonna. Because I guess for some reason he seems to really think like the actual. I don't know how like autistic the main character is supposed to be. I'm not sure.
It's weird because he does say in his internal monologue, like, I know Kamen Rider is not real. I know I'm not really Kamen Rider. But then
Oh, I understand.
yeah, he also has moments where it really seems like he thinks like he really did think he was
Yeah,
gonna
because
transform when he fought the delinquents.
yeah, and also when the girl like asks who he is, like I'm Kamen Rider, and then when he beats up the goons in the present, he's like I'm Kamen Rider.
Well, that's
Like,
like that's not totally fair to that's not necessarily delusional.
nah, that seems a little bit hypocritical because that seems like playing pretend. If he doesn't believe in his heart of hearts that he is Kamen Rider.
He sees someone getting robbed by the goons in front of him, and there's like a stand selling Kamen Rider masks like right there. So he
Mhm.
buys one, and he absolutely curb stomps the goons while weeping.
Oh yeah, that's because he's like shaking off the trauma that he had that stopped him from being the true hero he was always meant to be, and he's feeling so liberated. I don't know.
Yeah, it is like the emotional climax of his life, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the climax of his character arc. But can I say I I didn't really like this show because it made me kind of uncomfortable. Something about the crying while he fights felt a little too real for me.
Well, you're trying to imagine what that would look like beyond the context of like if this was like a real world thing that you saw on TV.
Well, it was I don't know, it was just creepy.
It's the passion. It's the passion.
I do get the sense that like I don't know how much this guy actually cares about justice so much as he just wants like to live the fantasy of getting to be like a superhero.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
if he wants really badly to be Kamen Rider, that means he would also like potentially like at the very least he can never like live up to like bad ideals, you know, because Kamen
Yeah, I
Rider represents
guess.
good ideals.
Yeah, I don't quite understand what makes me
That's
uncomfortable
my
about it.
consequentialist analysis of uh Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider. The animation, not a big fan. The
Uh,
the the yeah.
I mean, it looks good. That actually also kind of weirded me out.
It's the movement that's not very like the coloring and the lighting and the VFX like hard carry.
The Common Writer, like showing the actual shows, that also made me uncomfortable. Something about it was like it looks too realistic.
I'm pretty sure. I suspect they just traced over like the thing because it's a live action show, right? So I'm pretty sure they just traced over the actual show for that when he's watching it on TV.
And I did watch the second episode for this, which was a giant waste of time, by the way, because it is literally just the first episode again, but it's a girl this time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what? That also solidified it for me too. The second episode because the girl is less likable than.
Also, I didn't watch that episode, but I'm just saying there was a lot of people that were very upset. That there was a bit of a spat online about the outfit because people are like, the outfit is like too sexualized compared to like the original character that she's dressing as. Because like the original character is like a full body suit where she has like exposed shoulders and like a tiny bit of cleavage or whatever. I don't know.
They do super sexualize her. The first time you see her like pumping iron and her boobs are like super jiggling as she does it.
Nah, that's just physics.
But she's like a school teacher and they have like this really uncomfortable scene. She's got a student that has like a crush on her, hardcore like leering at her while we listen to like his internal monologue, like lusting after her.
Bro.
And then later he confesses to her at like a convenience store where he instantly sees her, and she like is like blushing and being like, "Oh, I'm just saying like why would you react that way to like a 14-year-old confessing to you? Why are you like like you should be like, "Oh, no." You should not be like, "Oh, I'm so embarrassed."
Cause it's anime. We don't concern ourselves with petty things like age.
It's too real because the kids are too kid-like in this one.
Nah, she's one of those teachers who like bang the kid and then it goes in the news and everyone's like, "Oh, lucky kid, yeah, bang your teacher."
You hate that that's a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I kind of went over the course of these two episodes from being like, wow, this is like the best show of the season to being like, I do not like this show because it makes me creeped out.
damn.
But it was well made, I guess. I mean, maybe I'd change my mind on it, but from what I saw, I'd give it like a 5 out of 10. Next is Disney Twisted Wonderland, which was just a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah, so picture this, if you will, right? A guy who is somewhat skilled at swordplay because he is part of a kendo club and plays swords with his friend, gets isekai'd on a Disney-themed adventure. And then in your mind, you can probably already hear, "When you walk away, you don't hear me say," you know, because that's what I thought of. I was like, wait a minute, a guy that plays swords with his friends getting spirited away on a Disney themed adventure where he's probably gonna have to like take that like knowledge of swordplay and apply it to actual sword fighting, and the adventure he's on is Disney themed. I mean, I mean, come on now. Kingdom Hearts. Oh, so in my mind I was like, "Welcome back, Kingdom Hearts," and then it's like, "Oh no, actually we're doing Harry Potter."
I did say that the principal guy, I thought his cane was a Keyblade when I first saw it.
And honestly, like, so when I first heard of this anime, I thought it was gonna be like I don't know if you've heard of like the game Alice, like American McGee's Alice. It's like
Nope.
this super gothic like take on Alice in Wonderland. That's what I thought this was gonna be, and then I saw the post and was like, oh, it looks like it's just like a bunch of pretty boys or some shit. And I mean, yeah, that's
It does my slight pet peeve of anime of it's like they sand down all the unique character designs into anime pretty boys or waifus.
yeah,
I mean, they super do that with furries, but
yeah.
you know, imagine like all the characters in this are like themed after Disney villains.
Hmm.
It took me quite some time to even realize that's what was going on because it's kind of hard to tell who's who because their personalities are dumbed down a little bit
Hmm.
and their designs are just like
A bunch of pretty
like
boys,
yeah,
pretty
like
much.
Scar is like an anime boy, but then he has cat ears and like a
That was
very hard to see scar on his
that
eye.
was Scar.
Yep.
Yeah, that is, by the way, the only connection to Disney this feels like it really has. Because I don't think any
Yeah.
like actual Disney characters are gonna appear in this. It's like very tangentially connected. I was really caught off guard when in the opening they actually show like footage from the actual movies. I was like, okay, that's definitely a lot more of an acknowledgement of actual Disney than I was I was expecting to see at this.
Yeah.
So, there's that. But, I'm just saying, listen, if we're gonna do like a Wizards Disney anime, I mean, Wizards of Wonderly Place was right there. You could have been like, you know what, fuck it, let's just make an,
Oh, that's actually what I was
an
gonna say
anime
about this.
adaptation of Wizards of Wonderly Place.
That's what I was gonna say about
Waverly
this
Place,
is
sorry.
I feel like this is like a perfect example of the decline of American television because this should have been a Disney Channel original movie. In fact, this is kind of like that
This
one
is
Disney Channel original movie where it's like an island where all the kids of the villains live, but I
Yeah, I
digress.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I only know what that is because fucking that I forget his name. The guy who just names all of his videos. This thing was insanely weird. Ah shit, I had a point, but I forgot what it was. No.
Damn.
Let me check my notes real quick. Maybe there's a reminder in there. Meanwhile, while I'm looking for that note, did you have anything else to say about this show?
Almost nothing happened in this first episode.
Yeah.
I can't tell if this show is only 3 episodes, because if it is,
No,
like,
it's not. It's not. On Annie list it says the fourth episode is airing soon.
okay, so it's just one of those late starters.
It's 8 episodes long though. Oh yeah, actually I remember what I was gonna say now. This is based on a manga. Yeah, I just remembered that.
I don't get how you can make that and read it and be like, this is worth adapting. It looks pretty nice. I did like the character designs. I know you were saying they were all ripoffs of other
No,
anime
not
characters.
not all of them. There were two designs in particular that really stuck out to me. One looked like the main character of Haikyuu, and the other looked like I think his name is Shinji from Bleach. I think his name is
Yeah.
Shinji. Yeah.
You mean
The blonde, the guy who's one of the Ronkar guys, or is he in a Ronkar? He had a mask, a visor. I don't know. He's the blonde guy
oh
voiced by Sonic.
yeah. You mean the British one.
Is he British? He's voiced by Sonic in the thing. He's voiced by Roger Craig Smith.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, he looks like that guy. Those are the only that was it. The thing that caught me off guard as far as character designs with this was the fact that I was like very confused, like especially when I was watching the opening, I was like, some of these characters are definitely girls, right? But I think this is an all boys school. At the very least, in this episode, the only characters that appear are all guys, which is crazy because a lot of them are very feminine looking. A lot of them very much just straight up look like
It,
girls.
it must be because the queen of spades,
Hearts.
hearts. The queen of
Yeah,
hearts is a guy. So
yeah. And honestly, I did not realize that's who that was supposed to be until the off with his head comment.
yeah,
I was like,
same.
oh.
And also, those absolute cowards did not actually have his powers cut off their head,
Yeah.
which is lame.
I mean, yeah, that was not a very great first episode.
It also made the school look like huge pushovers because the principal and like an entire room of students got owned by some random cat.
I mean, that scene in particular was kind of annoying to me because so the cat comes in, he starts a fire because they won't like recognize like they won't allow him to be a student in and they're making fun of him. Then like the next if I could be wrong here and maybe it's just my shit attention span, but it feels like the next like 5 minutes are dedicated to just like cutting two characters
No, it
reacting to
literally
what's
was.
happening.
I mean, that's why, like, literally nothing happened in this episode. Because, like, you've got the intro part with the sword fighting. Okay, that's sort of substance. Then the MC gets hit by the carriage. He wakes up in the coffin and comes out. And then you've got, like, 10 minutes of everyone just reacting to him being like, oh, this is, like, so weird. I want to leave. And they're like, you can't leave. And he's like, I'm not a wizard. I'm
Yeah.
leaving. And they're like, what? That's impossible. You can't leave, and that goes on for 10 minutes. Then the cat comes in, lights the school on fire, and then that goes on for another like
Yeah, that
8 minutes, and
scene
that's the
felt like it was
episode.
going on forever. I was waiting for something to happen there. I was like,
Yeah, it was. They caught my attention with like him waking up in the coffin. It's like, okay, this seems could be interesting. I like the character designs. I'm ready. I'm ready for some stuff to happen. And then it did not happen. Nothing happened.
yeah, is this show gonna do a BL? Did you get that vibe? I don't know.
um,
I kind of
no.
got that vibe a little bit, but maybe that's just me.
I do know what you're talking. It's when he tackled the Queen of Hearts.
Yes.
It was very gay coded. But
Yeah.
also, it's a Disney show, so I don't think it's going to be gay.
Oh yeah, it's post Trump 2020 for Disney, which means that they're no longer trying to collect the woke bugs, as it were. So they would never do that. At least until the pendulum swings back. Um,
Yes.
terrible.
Oh, yeah, 3 out of 10. It was pretty awful. Next is Hands Off
Sawaranaide?
Sawarana,
Sawaranaide? I don't know.
Sawaranaide Koteisashi-kun.
Yeah. So
I
I
did
I,
not
wa-
watch this one, so
I
it's up
watched
to you.
2 episodes of this. It's basically in a similar genre of like Elf San and
Oh,
and
this was the one of the like etchy shows.
yeah. And yeah, so the premise of this show is that like, oh, it's like a guy he wants to be a sports doctor. So he's been invited to this school. His dad's friend invited him to this school, but the one condition is that he has to be the caretaker of the sports team of this school, who conveniently are all girls because it's a girls volleyball team. And as a sports doctor, he's he's like a masseuse. So we're getting all this etchy fan service where he's massaging the girls, and it's like super sexualized and borderline
Wait,
porn. And
wait, this man is an adult?
no, he's a student.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
thank
that's.
God. Sorry, I already blanked out. I'm sorry.
I mean, that. It's funny that you mentioned that because I was like, well, isn't it? Like, first of all, he wants to be a sports doctor, and he wants to get a scholarship to go to med school. And like his, like because the guy, his dad's friend, is like the chairman of the school, so he's like, Yeah, so here's the thing. You having good grades, like you performing well, is not going to be enough to get you that scholarship. So if you want the scholarship, you're going to have to like make it your job to like make sure that our sports team is in peak physical condition. In other words, he basically is already a sports doctor, and they're weirdly placing the responsibility of all this on a kid, like another student, which is odd, but and I mean that's pretty much all there is to it. It's a generic, pretty boring, etchy show. It kind of reminded me of Love Hina because the premise of him being like a caretaker because a family friend was like, "Oh, you need to come in and take care of all these girls in my inn that I run." Although in this case, I guess it's like a dormitory or something. And it's like Love Hina is infinitely better than this. It may not have bare titties and super sexualized fan service, but I am not so fucking horny that I'm gonna like completely drop substance for like Banter. At most, maybe I'll peep the clips on JoeBoru.com because
Lol.
for as shit as the animation was most of the time, the fan service was okay in terms of how it was
Well,
animated.
that's like standard fare for these shows. The
Yeah,
animation quality always spikes whenever it's something sexual.
I mean, to be honest, even like it's better relative to how this show is normally animated, but like the the guy who directed this is the guy who he directed Shin Mano Testament. I mean, this guy's a total like gooner because he directed Shin Mano Testament. He did storyboard work on High School DxD, which is, I mean, Shin Mano Testament is basically like a blatant ripoff of High School DxD, right under the character design. So, and he also worked on Heaven's Lost Property, which I have not seen, but I do intend to see at some point.
I
Um,
gave that a 1 because it's
yeah,
pro-slavery.
I was about to say I believe you have some strong opinions about that show.
Yes,
And
I
you
do
know,
hate that show.
compared to those shows, even the like not even like the strongest parts, which is the fan service, the animation doesn't even come close to being that good. And it does like the whole it leans so hard into like tropes. It's like, oh, we're gonna have like the misunderstand like it's so uninspired. We're gonna have like the misunderstanding where the tsundere girl is like mad because she thinks the main character is a peeping Tom. We're gonna have the accidental boob grabs and blah blah blah. And it was very
Yeah.
boring. It was very boring. If you want to watch us, well, I mean, there's no anime on this. If you want to read a manga that is about a guy who's a masseuse and it's like super fan servicey, go and read Hero Girl X Healer Boy. The premise is pretty similar, with the major difference being that instead of it being a sports team, it's a team of superheroes, and it's way more entertaining than this. The only problem is, after like the 43rd chapter, I guess every translator group just gave up on translating it. So good luck with that one. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on Hands of Sawaranaide.
Coco coming in with the I can't believe it's not hentai expertise.
Yes.
Next is With You, Our Love Will Make It Through. I can't believe that you said this is illustrated by the Beastars author. That is such an insult.
I confused it with another manga that they've made that looks kind of similar to this. I think
This
that's also getting an anime adaptation soon.
It's interesting because this is an anime with an actual furry in it. Although, like, no, they do the thing. Oh my god. They do the other thing I hate. In anime, the guys look like actual furries, and then the girls just look like anime girls.
Damn.
It's like the Japanese equivalent of that meme where there's all the fantasy races, and the girl version is just a lady with different skin color. He looks pretty bad in like the cover art, but in the actual show, I mean, the actual show looks pretty good. It is not as offensive in the show, but still, like, Japan just does not know how to draw furries, except for the Beastars lady. She can draw her own style of furries, and they look good. But man, this show it really had me going. I was like fully invested, and that they really blew it. The start of this is like kind of a standard, like kind of slice of lifey romance. it's like it's this world where furries are like a minority, different caste in society. They're like segregated into their own town, and everyone is like super racist against them.
Ah, so it's like the reverse of Spider-Man Limited.
There's this new furry exchange student at their school, and the main girl immediately is kind of intrigued by him, and they kind of hit it off. He's like kind of a bad boy, but also like he's just really cool. These bullies are like coming up to him and being like super racist and being like, "Oh, so like, can you talk to dogs since you're like a dog?" Uh, and he's just like, "Oh, like, yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, I've never met a dog before, but like, yeah, I guess I'll tell you if like I see one." And that like, I was like, you know what? I'm actually starting to appreciate the fantasy here. Like, this is just like a big, sexy, strong furry that like will protect you. Like, I kind of get it. Like, yeah. And then in like the last 10 seconds, they had to ruin it and go all Beastars on us. And the guy like suddenly like gets all rapey with the girl, and it is like, oh, my dog instincts. I need to eat you. Ah.
Ah, see, it
And
kind of seems like what's happened there, Arlon, is that you are not the target demo, because I promise you that there's some girl, especially of the Caucasoid variety, maybe blonde, who watched that scene and immediately soaked their underwear.
bruh. I mean, I get that it's like a fantasy of like, oh, the like bad boy that like kind of like he's
The
got
50
like
Shades of
the
Grey.
yeah. I was just really disappointed because I normally don't like a slice of lifey show like this, but I was actually like bought into the fantasy of like, yeah, I would bottom this Wolfman.
Bruh.
And then they just have to come in and be like, no, but also like he wants to kill you. And also, of course, the whole race allegory thing. It's like, oh, so like, what are you saying with that?
It's saying that you know that the coal laid toll paid meme. It's like a super racist like meme that Channers post where it's
Is
like,
that the moon guy?
no, that guy just makes songs. No, the coal laid toll paid meme is like whenever a girl who got into a relationship with a black guy gets killed by that black guy and the story appears in the news, like you get like a bunch of racist people being like, coal laid, toll paid in the comments, and like what they're basically implying there is white women need to stop getting in relationships with black guys because it's only a matter of time before that black guy kills them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Basically the coal laid is the guy and the toll paid is your life. So that's the meme. So that's what's going on there. Don't fuck dog people because fur laid, toll paid. I don't know.
Man, it doesn't even make sense because real dogs don't want to kill you. Like, that's not a thing that, I mean, people do get mauled by their dogs, but for the most part, that's not a thing that, like, your dog is, like, gonna, like, maul you in your sleep or something.
Well, it's just like people find it kind of hot when like someone, has a strong urge or desire towards you, and they're like trying to resist the urge to like completely overwhelm you with.
I'm just saying that cat girl in the cover art better damn also try and scratch someone to death or something.
That's kind of a thing where it's like, oh, she's like hugging you, and she's actually trailing a nail deep in your back while she's hugging you.
I mean, that would be more accurate to cats than the dog guy trying to bite her neck would be accurate to dogs. I'm just saying.
Yeah, also I just looked up the studio that animated this, and it is in fact the same studio that animated your favorite isekai, the one where the guy has like the face, the not fat face. You know,
Oh,
isekai cheat skill in another world and
oh yeah, that I was not gonna remember that title.
became I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too. Which incidentally is getting a second season next year.
Oh my god. I don't know how you can go from making Peak like that to schlock like this. That's all I'm saying.
Bruh.
This one actually looked pretty nice, so I mean, it does
Mhm.
look better than that show.
Oh
For
my god, it's actually the same director too.
the
Well, I
That's
mean,
kind of
okay,
interesting because it's very different genre.
he's the actual director for this, but in that other show, he's a bunch of other technical director roles.
Huh. So I guess less staff on that other show.
Oh my god, this guy, he also directed Berserk 2016.
No.
This guy's, his discography is amazing.
What a legend.
Yes. Oh, but it looks like he will be the full director for season 2 of I Became Unrivaled in the World too, so, you know.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Yes.
4 out of 10, I guess. I mean, it was definitely not. I was not as bored as Disney Twisted Wonderland, so you know,
Mm-hmm.
4 out of 10.
That's because something actually happened in it, from what I understand.
Yeah, I mean, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had more of a plot than that for sure.
Yeah.
The last show we're going to be talking about is Fujimoto Tatsuki, which is
17 to
by
26.
17 to 26, which is by. Wait, is that the chapters? Is that what that is?
No, no. Well, I mean, kind of. So, this Fujimoto is the creator of Chainsaw Man. That's literally his name. So they just named this series
Oh, I didn't
after him.
even. How did I not realize that? I knew Fujimoto made Chainsaw Man, but somehow I didn't make the connection that it's literally just his name is the title of this. Huh.
Yeah, then it's just his name. So
Nice.
he has a bunch of one shots. I guess Chainsaw Man has kind of like reached a certain level of popularity because obviously there was the anime and then it had like the movie
Yeah.
doing the Reese arc or whatever. I don't know shit about Chainsaw Man past season 1. I guess he's kind of I mean, I think I might be overstating his success here, but I guess he's kind of reached that Oda level where it's like, ah, shit, we actually kind of want to like milk this guy as much as possible now. So, what can we do? Oh, his one shots? Okay, let's go and do that. And so he has a bunch of one shots, like a lot actually. And this is a series, an anthology series adapting some of them. He has a bunch of volumes
So
compiling
this
them.
is his 17th to 26th one shots.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, pretty much.
I did not know this was going to be an anthology series going into it.
Hmm.
And when you said that, it explained a lot. Because the first episode, humanity literally goes extinct.
Yeah,
They literally say in the end that humanity went extinct later. So I was kind of over here like,
which was pretty depressing because that means that the little girl died.
Fujimoto makes like pretty bleak stuff. I feel like Chainsaw Man is weirdly like one of his most optimistic and
I mean, it definitely has some darker undertones sometimes, or even overtones.
well, I know, but relative to his other stuff is like one of his most lighthearted things, which makes sense because it's in Shonen Jump. So I guess he's like toning it down a little bit.
Yeah.
It kind of was almost like if like One and Fujimoto collabed. Right?
Look,
Did you get that vibe? There was
well,
like a little bit like One Punch Man-y.
I kind of got that towards the end for sure, a little bit, but not really from like an art styles feel, just more so how the ending scene was directed before it like just ended because we didn't get to see that whole conflict.
Yeah. Anyway, to like briefly summarize, I guess, the first episode, even though it's like
Hmm.
a self contained story, it was like a future where humanity went to war with aliens, and
Yeah, aliens
aliens just,
invaded the planet.
yeah, and they just really like the taste of human flesh. So
Hmm.
humans are like nearly extinct because they just ate all the humans.
Oh man, and there was like this disturbing scene where they're like they're doing close-ups on all the meat and like their mouths as they're chewing the food,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, that's ugh.
I
That was
can
pretty
on- I can
unsettling.
only assume that's not human meat though, because they were talking about like wanting to eat human meat again. So
But that is also kind of That is also unless they're just very particular about chicken, because in this specific area that the characters we follow are
Yeah,
from,
they were like all grossed out by the alien that likes chicken.
they find the idea of eating chicken gross, which incidentally is why they haven't killed the little girl and the other guy because they think they're chickens just because they're dressed like them, because they
Yes.
can't tell the difference between humans in chicken costumes and actual chickens.
Fujimoto, woke king. I need to eat less meat, or rather, I should stop eating meat.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a thing. There was definitely a very clear vegan thing going on there,
Every
and
time characters brought up like what, like, isn't it fucked up that you eat humans? They're like, well, like humans eat like chickens and
well,
cows, so like, is
that
that
that's
really that
that,
different?
that's the funny thing is when they made I was like, okay, I'm picking up what you're laying down, and then as soon as they made the actual comparison, I was like, okay, that's pretty heavy-handed. Fuck off. So
It's kind of real because that's actually how people justify stuff. That's like the kind of thing someone would actually say if you tried to argue.
you mean like if someone's like, oh yeah, but like animals eat each other.
Yeah, people say that. They say like, "Oh, well, like animals like eat each other, so why can't we?"
I
And then
mean, I,
also
I
like,
I also say that because I'm like, listen, man, we're all part of the circle of life. Certain predators
I
have things
think
that they
that is
prey
a
on.
terrible argument
We're
because
also
like
we're also predators, not that kind. I know people who heard me talk about Shuri, like, oh yeah, she's definitely that kind. No, not
that
that kind.
that is a terrible argument because for one, most of what we eat are not carnivores. We eat cows and chickens.
Have you not had alligator or crocodile? I forget which one is the one that they put in the fancy restaurants.
Half gator, or maybe it was crocodile. I don't know, but I don't think just because a creature doesn't have the capacity for moral. I mean, for one, like you do have to judge the individual. I'm sure there are animals out there that are capable of mercy. Like that is a thing in nature. You know, it's kind of like how sometimes there's like those cute videos of some zoo animal like forming a relationship with like a dog. Like a
Yeah,
dog becomes friends with a lion or something.
but those are like kind of domesticated, so like.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not unlike how, in theory, people might be like a lot more brutal or whatever in like a survival setting. But when you have those basic needs met, given the choice, people prefer to be merciful and not kill and cause suffering to others,
Yeah.
generally.
That was a nice lesson on socioeconomic circumstances and why some areas have more crime than others.
Yes.
Thank you, teacher Aarlon.
Yes. You can't justify that by being like, well, they do it. So, like, actually, it's okay for me to also, like, commit murder. You know, wrong is wrong.
Aarlon, what are you talking about? I saw a lot of people do that when Luigi Mangione shot that guy. The CEO is indirectly responsible for a bunch of deaths because he encourages the company to reject insurance claims, therefore it's morally justifiable to kill him.
Luigi Mangione, we now know from his leak notes that he was specifically planning that assassination around trying to maximize political impact. He wanted it to stir a national conversation about healthcare, so maybe we could get some reform. It wasn't just revenge, but I digress.
I wanted to say, do not let the right wingers get their hands on this because this show specifically talks about how the aliens came in and then they like adopted the culture of the humans and then they ate them all, which sounds like a very like literal way of writing like, oh, we got like a bunch of like immigrants like coming in and like they're like seemingly assimilating into our culture and hell they might even actually be assimilating into a culture but they're still poisoning the well with the fact that they're coming to these countries and shitting out their fucking Indian babies. Yeah, so don't let the racist people get their hands on this because they're gonna pull a free run and they're gonna fucking
Is the problem with media criticism.
yeah.
It's disturbing in that
This is
classic Fujimoto way. It was very upsetting. but it was very good.
If I knew like what each episode is about, I probably would not have picked this as the episode I watched to like give my impressions on this show about, but
Yeah.
it is the first episode, so
It was very good, but also very depressing and upsetting.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Each episode is animated by a bunch of different studios.
Oh, that's cool.
I forget. I think I wrote it in my notes. This episode I think was animated by Execs. I think is what the studio's called.
Huh.
And I think let's see what other studios are working on this. But yeah, it's kind of like Star Wars Visions, only with like Fujimoto one shots, I guess. Which incidentally, that did get another season. I did not know that was still a thing.
Oh yeah, I stopped watching after the band episode.
Damn. The other studios working on this. Yeah, I thought I saw. Oh, PA Works is going to work on this.
I actually do kind of feel the same way about this that I did feel about Star Wars Visions, where like I saw the first episode of that and it was so good and it made me like really hyped. I was like, "Oh man, I can't wait to see where this story continues."
Yeah.
And then it's like, "Oh, it's just a new one every time." But like I kind of just want to see what happens. Like I would have rather seen like humanity not go extinct and like how they try to survive the aliens or whatever.
I mean, you could still have that outcome, but just extend it into a lengthier story. But that would be very depressing.
Yeah, I don't want to watch an extended story where humanity goes extinct in the end.
I think that's what V was. If anyone remembers fucking V.
I don't.
PA Works is the only other studio that I recognize on this list of studios that are going to be working on this. I don't know what a lap-in track is. I don't know what a 100 studio is. I don't know what a Studio Kafka is, so there you go.
7 out of 10. It was pretty good, but pretty depressing.
Yeah.
How did you feel about this season in its totality, Tamika?
I guess I will be watching Sanda. That's it.
Yeah, this season was awful.
I guess I will be going on joeborer.com and typing hands off Sawaranaide. LOL.
This might be the worst season we've seen.
There's been a lot of those, Aarlon. That there's a lot of competition there, I feel like.
I mean, I think I said that about the season with the deer show.
My dear friend Nokotan.
Yeah. But to be honest, that season was just a lot of boring shows. But this season, there was several that I actively didn't like.
For me, I guess that's the reason why I'm not really having that same reaction is because for me, that's kind of how most seasonals feel. Like, even the ones that are like really bad, I just find more funny than actually offensively bad. Except for that one time when I was kind of triggered by I forget what it's called.
If it was bad in a funny way, that would be a different story. But like, yeah, none of these were bad in a funny way. It ranged from like boring bad to like there's just something unpleasant about this to me.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the two modes of this season. Even the good shows, like Sanda and Fujimoto Tatsuki, 17 through 26, yeah. Are also like both uncomfortable, kind of creepy, depressing shows. The only fun, quote unquote, fun thing this season was just an otome. And like, we get one of those every season.
Yeah. But Aarlon, you didn't like seeing sexy the Tumblr man version of Scar from The Lion King.
Also, the isekai this season were not good either, unfortunately.
Damn. No isekai lightning round.
Not counting returners, but you know.
And I gotta be honest, next season is looking like a very stacked returner season as well.
It can't be worse than that. Where are the good new seasons? Why do we keep getting seasons that look bad?
Listen, the economy is times are tough.
Jigo Karaku.
Yeah,
Jujutsu Kaisen.
yeah.
Is that a spin-off?
No, that's season 3. It's coming back.
Oh
You
wow.
can see Yuta pinning down Itadori on the thing.
Oh
That is
yeah.
that is the most clickbait fucking poster ever.
Yo, Yuta's back.
He sure is.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah.
Oh, the Trigun series is getting a sequel.
Oh, Medalist is back. I still need to watch Medalist.
And
I think I'll like Medalist.
since Trigun Stargaze doesn't actually say season 2 on it, then that means that it's not a returner. And I recognize one of the shows here, this Uruwashi no Yoi no Tsuki show. But we'll probably just save that for next season, assuming we do it.
Yeah.
But there was quite a conversation around that show. So
Yeah, no promises. No
yeah,
promises. I'm feeling a little bit burnt out on the season.
damn, a little bit burnt out. We skipped 3 seasons.
And that's why.
Damn.
Well, 4 out of 10.
Hopefully next season we don't get clickbaited on potentially having a guest, only for that to not happen.
If someone agrees to be a guest, you just need to run under the assumption that they probably won't come on, because
Nah, that's exactly what I did. But I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just send one more like, hey, we're recording on this date. If you show up, whatever. And then I just left it at that and haven't said anything since.
well, do you have anything you'd like to shout out, Coco?
You know what? I've barely been making anything, so not really. Link in the description. For when I do eventually have things that I've made and actually will be like, oh yeah, I'm making this when we do this segment in the next episode.
I am working on a roguelike called Stick Syndicate, where you recruit a gang and have your gang members fight other gangs. And it's kind of like an auto battler type thing. You can wishlist that on Steam now. You can also go to sticksyndicate.com, and there is a mailing list you can sign up for if you want updates as they come out. And, my socials are in the video description.
The doobly doo.
So do with that what you will. That sounds interesting to you. All right. Everyone say bye.
Bye.